Alright, come on, give me a high roll. 7, it should be okay, but I'm more concerned about if Luigi might able to get his first star on this board. So either way, I guess no matter what though, I should probably pay 10 coins to that Thwomp. So either way though, that way it'll allow me to go. I suppose I could probably say that since, as you can tell, that Luigi now finally made himself his first star to purchase, but I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure I'm also able to steal some coins from Yoshi, specifically from Boo, because that way I can able to actually just to get myself into likely steal a star or something. So either way though, because chances are it might able to actually make it happen, at least for a little bit. Okay, so the next star space is going to be over there, despite I accidentally just ignored that. Oh yeah, by the way, something's worth mentioning is the fact that whenever you... Oh, this is funny, by the way. The mini version of Wario is being chased by that particular boulder right there. That's kind of hilarious, honestly. But I digress. Okay, something's worth mentioning is the fact that whenever you first time experiencing this board, or begin this board I should say, basically there aren't any chance times. Actually, I'll get into more details about this later, because for now, we are doing with castaways, which I might be okay with, except the fact that we have to deal with another rotating the control stick kind of minigame. Oh boy. Many coins are drifting by in a wide ocean, so basically we need to push the control stick to cast the lure, and basically we have to grab as many coins as you can. I might be okay with this minigame, it's just that my timing skills was a bit off. Especially noticeable if I was gonna able to try to grab something like the treasure chest, for example, that I think it might actually give me like, God knows, about 10 coins, but then most of the time I just keep on like missing my chance to able to actually just to grab the treasure chest in mind. So yeah, as a result, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that minigame either. But either way though, if only for the fact that with the rotating analog controls was one thing. Although, because of that though, if you somehow manage to flick the control stick, then that way you would be able to actually just cast the lure. But then if you want to receive your cast back, you have to rotate the analog control stick like multiple times, which again, it's just another one of those painful minigames to able to actually rotate the control stick so many times. Especially noticeable, there was like another one, or there's actually another 2 of them too. Like, we've already saw... Oh, dang it! I was too late to able to get that treasure chest. Oh well, no big deal. Besides, we've already got ourselves about 10 coins. Luigi got the most, however, though. I was quite pleasantly surprised by him. So anyway, yeah, about with the fact that this is the only board that does not have chance times, until you realized that if you somehow manage to purchase any of the stars during some parts of the board, basically, the star spaces will actually turn into the chance times is. So as a result, or chance spaces as far as I can say. Because basically, that if most people think that this is the only board that does not have chance times, but it turns out it was actually there is, because every time whenever you purchase the star, and then basically if the next star space is on a different spot, the, you know, star space will be replaced by a chance time space, because as you saw, I think there was like 2 of them so far for those chance time spaces, as far as I'm most likely concerned with, because as a result of that specific stuff though, on the other hand though, despite the fact that I need to able to win or try my best to win, so as a result, I'm also able to actually just, well, win some of the mini games, or even especially noticeable, just trying to win so many stuff as possible, so... And speaking of which, actually, it's the fact that I'm not exactly sure about the fact that if we're about to be doing a Mario Party retrospective all over again, except this time it's Hudson Soft Mario Party games, basically what I was going to be thinking of is the fact that I don't know if the sequel to Super Mario Party 2 will be in development at the moment, but then again, no, we'll see what happens here, and during at some point until few days time specifically. So either way though, yeah, we did manage to win Balloon Burst once again for the Bowser space, so not much anything else going on around here, but apart from the fact that I'm pretty sure that Luigi's might able to actually steal coins to Yoshi, so as a result, could be a good thing in my opinion, because either way though, the computer players always wants to go after the actual most amount of coins to someone else entirely, so I guess that probably makes it obvious for that specific solution, so anyway, so let's see what the next minigame we're going to be playing is Piranhas Pursuit. And looks like, I'm afraid, I'm going to be on a team of 1. So, well, best of luck for my part. So, press B rapidly to escape the piranha plant. Players on the cloud hip drop to feed the piranha plant with rain. Because, you know, flowers always loves rain to able to actually grow in size. And if those of you watched our Let's Play of Mario Party the Top 100 before, this minigame does make a return in Mario Party the Top 100. Except a noticeable difference between this than the likes of the Top 100 version is the fact that in the original version, that all you have to do is getting chased by the piranha plant, and that's pretty much about it. Unlike the Top 100 version is the fact that the piranha plant has been replaced by the forms of Pity Piranha, which I have no idea why they just somehow managed to change that idea, but at least that's something, I suppose. So anyways, let's talk about the forms of the actual soundtrack department. As far as you probably guys should already know, that since we've already played Balloon Burst loads of times already, that I was originally trying to able to mention about that until likely in the next board of the game, but I'm also able to actually say something specifically, is that first off, is the fact that, well, as far as you guys can clearly tell, is the fact that, in a Balloon Burst minigame that we've already just played through, as far as another noticeable difference between, the NTSC version and the ones in the PAL version, the PAL version of this game entirely, well, to be more specifically in Balloon Burst minigame, is the fact that in the NTSC version, specifically the American version and the Japanese version of the game, does have 30 seconds, as opposed to on the PAL version, which is the version I'm playing right now, only contains 40 seconds, which I'm not exactly sure why they changed that, but that's how it goes basically. And on the soundtrack department is the fact that as I said this before earlier, you know with that track as you play through, oh crap. Of course we got a chance time to begin with, but at least I was hoping for something. I could at least manage to get myself more coins, assuming if I was trying to aim for specifically, okay, so that's 30 coins, I need to tie myself with my name on here, and huzzah! Whew, that was actually pretty close. It could be worse though than the likes of Training Stars. Oh jeez, Training Stars can be a really biggest pain. But, you know, we'll get to the moments whenever we rarely come across into that. But, wow, I just got very, very, very lucky right there for not getting involved with the star trading, so thank goodness for that. But it wasn't until in Mario Party 4 that they obviously have to change the actual chance time system so dramatically. Like, for instance, that no longer have to do with the forms of that, you know, bashing a block every time to see whoever gets involved, because instead it was being replaced by some sort of like a random luck pinball kind of Pachinko machine kind of stuff. And once again, we are playing Bash and Cash again. But this time, Luigi's gonna be in a suit once again, but I'm not actually controlling Luigi this time, because instead I'm taking control of Donkey Kong, or DK for short. But you know. So yeah, let's talk about the forms of the soundtrack choice in the Balloon Burst minigame. As I said this countless amount of times. If you ever played the Japanese or the PAL version of the game, well, usually between these two versions, is the fact that the only music you're going to be hearing in the PAL version and the Japanese release of the game is actually known as Move to the Membo. Which, again, that was a track that was only exclusive to the PAL and the Japanese versions of the game, meaning including the European version as well. But in the American version, on the other hand, though, it only gets its just faster than all track instead. So yeah, something's worth mentioning, and same applies to the other minigame too, which I think it was actually called Musical Mushroom, kind of thing about it. So, but even then now, unfortunately, we can't seem to able to talk about Musical Mushroom just yet, because we haven't exactly got to there yet. But at least we got ourselves a new minigame though. Bowl over. Let's go bowling. The bowler used the control stick to aim the shell while the people who are the pins trying to jump away. So yeah, you have to be very careful not to get hit by that particular shell, which is the bowler. But if you somehow manage to accidentally let the shell touch the actual electrical fence, well, the game itself is already over, so... In fact, I remember that a long time ago, whenever I managed to able to play this game, well, to be more specifically in Mario's Rainbow Castle or something, basically what happens is the fact that, I think it was Yoshi, that he was in easy difficulty after all, back in the day, but, of course, it was no longer in our channel, sadly, just because, you know, just want to improve the quality and commentary and everything else like that, and, what I've noticed is the fact that since on the easier difficulty when it comes to CPUs and such, basically they just somehow managed to let the Koopa shell just run into the actual electrical fence itself, which as a result it can be pretty pathetic on their part. And then I'm pretty sure you don't get anything if you manage to able to let the Koopa shell manage to get electrified or something, so although I may be wrong. But if you somehow manage to able to knock down one of the players on the actual pins, what happens is the fact that you lose coins. So I guess that makes it pretty obvious for that standpoint's worth noting for. And it looks like somehow Yoshi got screwed over because not only does he miss his chance to able to steal something from Boo, but also, oh please, oh thank God. Thank God there was not a Bowser Revolution, because what happens if it lands on a Bowser Revolution, if you're probably wondering? Well, it'll give us the exact same amount of coins as each other. Which, we're probably not gonna point things out whenever we're able to come across into one, so... Anyways, let's go ahead and play Bowser's Facelift once again, except, well, we're now playing as Donkey Kong, and for whatever reason, I just have a hard time trying to grab his nose to able to actually just to move and stuff. But we got there in the end, so don't worry about that. But you know, that's as far as I can usually think about it. So yeah, Yoshi, in addition to able to actually just miss his chance to able to steal something from Boo, but also he somehow rarely got himself the random, like, warp block, but then he switched it over to Luigi, so as a result, Yoshi just lands on the Bowser's base, which can be pretty unfortunate for the CPU's department, despite the fact that they are both in normal, so don't worry folks, this is not the actual, you know, the easy kind of like difficulty level or something, so don't worry. And seems I keep on getting lower numbers for this point today, but apart from the fact that we can able to rarely land on that, you know, the happening space of course, but it all really depending on the forms of how the fact that we could, well, I don't know, seemingly sure. But on the other hand though, Luigi might steal some coins for me, probably because, well, everyone else out there, well, they seem to manage to get no coins. Well, at least Luigi gets some back. And jeez, he's got 13 coins at the moment. And I'm presuming until the next minigame, which the next minigame we're going to be running to is Bobsled Run. And I think I don't know what the partner member I was going to be with. I'm pretty sure I'm with Yoshi. Okay. Seems cool for me. So anyways, let's go ahead and just play this minigame again. I really can't guarantee I can able to get a new record on this minigame because as far as I'm aware, it's pretty tricky to get a new record sometimes, I have to admit though. Despite I managed to able to play this since June in forms of 2010, along with Mario Party 3. So as a result, there's not much else I can usually decide to talk about it. It's a good thing we did manage to able to decide to do this particular redo Let's Plays of some other Mario Party games again. Well, at least ever since in Mario Party, let's just say Mario Party 10. And then after we're done with the oddballs out of the way, then we can simply move on to the best, or in this case, the good Mario Party games. At least for some fans out there seem to agree. Well, at least funny forms of how the fact that they usually prefer some sequels for this matter. Like, as I said before, that some fans prefer Mario Party 2 just because it was probably their fan favorite. And also the day and night system for Mario Party 6. And that one is also a fan favorite of theirs as well. But either way though, and well, we might as well find out whenever we get to those. Enjoy it at some point later down the road. During the forms of next year and 2022 if there's enough time for it, but then again, we'll see what happens when, you know, future time comes, as far as I can usually just try and point things out, so... But unfortunately though, Luigi can't able to actually get himself his next star anytime soon because, well, since we've already win Bobsled Run, so this means is the fact that we pretty much conquer it all, so... Looks like I'm in first place, Luigi's in second place, Yoshi was in third, and last is Wario, so... Yeah, that's all there is to it. And basically, Wario doesn't have anything at all. No stars, no coins, or anything else like that. Kinda feel bad for this poor guy. And talking of which... Oh, by the way, if you're in 4th place, by the way, if you land on the Bowser space, he'd actually give you something else. Like 20 coins here. And Wario was actually looking at us on a breaking 4th wall moment where... What the heck is going on around here? Or what is this? But I digress. So basically, again, if you don't have anything, like no coins, no stars, or anything else like that, if you're in 4th place, basically if you land on the Bowser space, it'll give you like 20 coins for freebie. So that seems pretty harmless, I'm not gonna lie, but that's how it goes basically, so... And as you can see, I managed to steal a star from Luigi, so I suppose no one else is getting a star anytime soon. Well, at least until whenever they get a bigger rolls, or anything else like that, but hey. Despite they are, as I said before, they're on normal mode right now, so as a result, there's not much else to it for this point. So, it looks like Luigi's gonna get a mushroom, but when he gets a 1? Nope, I'm assuming he actually just missed that. So too bad for you, Luigi, you're probably not gonna get that star, so... And plus, you might able to force to land on the red space, which you also have no coins left, especially noticeable with no stars at all, so... Basketball. This was actually probably the coolest 2 vs 2 minigames I have ever experienced. Although it might be pretty tricky in some scenarios, I have to be honest here, so... It's 2-on-2 basketball. The first team to score wins. Press B while jump to shoot. So... Basically, we have to do some sort of like an offense or defense, but I'm pretty sure Yoshi's gonna be the offense mode. But this minigame can get pretty tricky at times, most notably because of how the fact that most of the time your teammate doesn't do jack all, and then they just let any other team wins. So, yeah, that's pretty upsetting. And on the other hand though, I'm pretty sure those two might take our coins, so no big surprise there. Oh well, no big deal. At least I don't know if my concerned with the coin start though, but we'll see what happens when this board is actually done. Alright, last 4 turns in DK's Jungle Adventure. I can't even believe we're actually breezing for this board quite ridiculously fast. Despite the fact that in Mario's Rainbow Castle might able to take a little bit longer most of the time because there's a lot of events. Like, for instance, with the happening space just keeps on shuffling between, you know, Bowser and a Toad or anything else like that and during the actual ending proportion of that board, but that's how it usually concerns with that specific stuff, so meanwhile for Luigi, he's got a 5 and he got a happening, but since no one is actually on the boulder chase sequence yet, nothing happens at the moment, so I guess that makes it pretty... For love of God! That was... how many times do we actually play this minigame? Please tell me, because let me know in the comments of how many times did I play Bash and Cash so far for the sake of this board. Because I think, at this point in time, I think I actually lost count of how many times we actually played this minigame, but usually, relatively speaking, that's what I can think about it. But I digress. Again, not much to talk about, apart from the fact that, well, as far as this point is the fact that, well, relatively speaking also, is the fact that I'm pretty sure that, I think Sonic and Mario has not even mentioned about this in Journey Forms within the Super Mario Land Let's Play recently, as well as from that, Sonic has not even mentioned about this at all. Also, Journey Forms within his the Sonic Events Let's Play so far. And even Piglet has not even mentioned about it either on Donkey Kong Country 2 Let's Play. Recently, the Sonic the Hedgehog movie sequel is definitely happening for sure, and we might be able to get the prediction of the actual release date for that film. It will expect to be able to be releasing until 2022, which makes it more likely a reference to something related to the 30th anniversary of the release of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, with being the same name as the new forms of the game counterpart, both on the Game Gear / Sega Master System, as well as the Genesis / the Mega Drive version, as far as you guys might be familiar with. So as a result, it might be a good idea to able to release it on that year, for able to actually at the same time release it in the exact same time as when the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 the game will able to actually become 30 years old until 2022, along with, of course, the next Winter Olympics will be starting until, you know, also in 2022 for, you know, Beijing Winter Olympics in China. For those of you who already know about the actual Olympic... Oh my god! How many times do we play this minigame? The exact same bash and catch minigame on the sake of this board. I'm getting tired of this. I'm just getting tired of this. Well, here we go again for bash and catch minigame again. Oh jeez, what is going on with this? What's going on with this game? But at least on the other hand though, this time it's the fact that Luigi got lesser amounts of coins, like, he started things off with 15 coins, so we just want to get this minigame over with, because as a result, we played this lots of times in this board so far. I kinda wish we can able to go through, let's just say, coins for Bowser events, or something like that, but, jeez, how many times do we able to play the exact same minigame again? It's a bit repetitive! And it's also kind of annoying too. Like, I find incredibly bad for the one player though, for those of you in a team of one, so... You know. So it looks like we go on to Crane game again, so... I'm presuming that Luigi might able to potentially go after me, so as a result, they'll not gonna let him steal my coins at least. Because, you know, I'm pretty much good when it comes to, like, button mashing all the time, which, even though sure it might give my muscles a bit of an ache most of the time, but God knows. Yep, he's definitely going after me. Whew, that was pretty close. Especially noticeable how the fact that I really refuse to let Luigi just manage to steal my coins. And plus, I should probably save those up. Until specifically, God knows if the luck will potentially gonna make it happen, or even especially potentially that's on the boo stealing kind of stuff, mainly with you know, 50 coins mark or something. So I guess that makes it obvious. Alright, so let's see here. Yoshi gets a 4, so nothing happens for him. So I guess not. Alright, 9. And I think I probably should go up. Because, again, I think I should probably save up for the majority of my coins to able to, well... Oh, what do we have here? Oh, sweet! We got a boo from almost nearly towards him. That's the same thing that happens whenever when, you know in Mario's Rainbow Castle level? Or the board, I should say? Basically, that happens, like, Mario gets the boo twice, like, one for one turn, and then the other, which he did manage to make it to boo, so that seems convenient enough, and stuff like that. And since it's a good thing I managed to steal coins for Wario, because I really refuse to let him steal, my star at least, so... Oh boy, Treasure Divers. Probably one of my favorite minigames. I'm not exactly sure. But anyways, dive into the sea and bring up the treasure chests from the bottom. Press A to dive. And keep that in mind is the fact that you do have to rely on the drowning kind of stuff. which, if you somehow manage to swim underwater for a very long time, basically you do have to rely on the drowning counting, you know, time counter, which I think you've only got about, I don't know if you're able to get 15 seconds in the actual underwater, but I'm not exactly sure. And I think, fundamentally speaking, this is the only Mario Party game to able to feature the biggest amount of time. Well, at least technically if you want to count the Coin Avalon minigames from Mario Party Star Rush, because that game does have Coin Avalon minigames that lasts for about 3 minutes. Well, usually 3 minutes, aka 180 seconds, because of the leveling system. Whilst this is the only Hudson Soft Mario Party game to able to actually feature the biggest amount of time limit. Like, I think we've got about 1 minute and 30 seconds or something. Or in this case, as what's shown here, when you start the minigame off, 90 seconds. Which, that was like, that felt quite big, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, last turn on the Forms of DK's Jungle Adventure. So let's see how this turns out. Looks like Wario's gonna able to steal coins for me, I would imagine. Yep, he's gonna do that. Nothing to be bragging right or anything like that, until whenever we get on to the next set of few boards. Although, kind of thinking about it though, whenever we move on to the next board, which I'll mention more about it when this is over, actually I'm probably not going to discuss on it now, but anyway, it looks like Wario might able to get himself his first star now. After all these a lot of amount of turns and stuff like that, then, you know, it will be best for him to able to actually just get that star. Well, actually, kind of think about it, since I actually got enough coins to able to have the ability to steal a star, that means I can able to actually steal it from him. So let's see what the next star is going to be located right now. It's actually on the very beginning of the board. Or, I should say, almost at the starting point of the board, I should say. Alright, so let's see how Yoshi's gonna go end well enough. And he landed on the blue space. Meanwhile for me, let's see if I can get the biggest higher roll. Alright, 7. Whew. That was actually pretty top-notch, I have to say. Even though originally I was going to able to actually save something like the coin star, but as you can tell from my star count, since I'm going to be stealing a star from Wario, that means I've now got 3 stars. But you know, I think I was simply to say is the fact that this goes off a little bit more, slightly better to me, compared to the forms of how it does it on the first board to me though. And yeah, I don't think I've got enough coins for that. Oh, son of a... Let's just get this over with. I couldn't imagine about the fact that, you know, after Wario did manage to able to get that star from the start, and then basically, you know, as I said earlier, after that star space has been moved to some different place else, it actually be replaced by the chance time, of course. So, okay, come on. There we go. And it doesn't matter which one's which, but... Oh, jeez, I feel incredibly bad for Yoshi right now. I mean, gotta think about it though, is the fact that, well, despite he got himself 23 coins for the sake of clarity, oh boy, whenever we get onto the forms of Bowser's Magma Mountain, oh boy, it'll be something else. It will be something else with these things. Even for these chance spaces. And Luigi, on the other hand, gets a wall block, and he somehow, for whatever reason, switches to Yoshi again. Jeez, that's the second time that's been happening between the two. But I digress. Very treasure to end things off for the sake of this board. I'm quite surprised about the fact that I'm pretty sure we're almost at the halfway point in terms of the, you know, the actual main boards themselves. Because, sure enough though, it might get a little bit, well, pretty simple for some boards, but one of them I actually really despise the most, which we'll get to that after, let's just say after finishing off with, Yoshi's Tropical Islands. I'm gonna say that right now, but either way, it looks like the arrow is just trying to tell me I have to go... Okay, it should be onto this rock. And sure enough, there it is. And thankfully though, it wasn't unlike the ones of how it does it when me and Stuart managed to play this minigame, and I somehow must have got screwed over by Princess Peach by a large amount of seconds, or maybe just 1 second or something, so... Anyways, we know expected to see who is the winner of this board. It will be me, obviously, because I got a lot of stars. And I think I would guarantee about the fact that I don't know who's gonna get the coin stars. So, minigame star, it will be obviously goes to me, because I am a god in terms of the minigames. Because I'm pretty much good at them. Coin star wise, it's gonna be either be Wario or Yoshi, but let's see. Oh, Yoshi gets it. Quite surprised that he was able to actually just got that for the second time since Mario's Rainbow Castle, and a happening star, also Yoshi too. I'm quite surprised about that as well. But we know exactly who's gonna be the winner of DK's Jungle Adventure. Well, as you probably guessed by now, it's none other than me. So yeah, I managed to win 2 boards in Mario Party 1. So far anyway, out of 8, so... But then again, as I said earlier, that I will try my best if I was gonna able to win certain boards of the whole entire game. But, you know, we'll see what happens during at some point in the future weekend videos. So, yeah, let's watch the epilogue of DK's Jungle Ruins. It's the fact that the superstar managed to unlock this special chest of any sorts, and this will able to actually give us a special little item. And it turns out it was actually a golden bunch of banana. It kind of reminds me of something related to Donkey Kong Country no, not Tropical Freeze, Donkey Kong Country Returns, if you manage to actually access to the secret world. But either way, looks like Luigi's getting chased by the boulder sequence again, just like in the Indiana Jones, specifically the Raiders of the Lost Ark. But you know, you get the idea for that little reference right there, but hey, at least it's a pretty cool board. And it's also one of the easiest boards in terms of all 8 of these boards they actually contain. But you know. Alright, so let's have a look at the detailed results to see if how things should be checked out as much. 122 coins that I've managed to get from the minigames or something. Oh dang, I seem to almost got beaten by Yoshi by a closer amount of, amount of coins there we've got. It looks like Yoshi got 77 coins, like, he did beat me by 5, which, it almost comes close in between, well, you know what I mean. And sure enough, Yoshi did manage to land on 4 happening spaces, which is quite a lot, but kudos to that, I suppose. And as far as the rest, well, I'm the only one landing on the chance times so far. Seems weird how the fact that most CPUs never seem to land on these chance spaces so far. But until whenever we get onto the later boards, on the other hand though, there might be a few times about the fact that they will try to land on the chance time spaces for sure. But anyways, that's DK's Jungle Adventure. We did have a good time with that, even though despite the CPUs has gone pretty rough around the edges in this board. But anyways, join me next time on Let's Play Mario Party, in this case Mario Party 1. The fact that we're going to be hit on to Peach's birthday cake next, so it should be pretty exciting. So I'll see you guys and until next weekend. Later fellas.